Right. So, kicking it off.
All right, yo, what's going on, guys? So back again with another little video, a live instructional.
All right.
But today we're just gonna go over some major indicators that we use for entries, exits, and really just how we reading the market.
Reading the market. Right. So, what's going on, folks? We're back at it. Lecture 3 out of 4. So entries and exits. So this is where the money is made in the market. I mean,
Facts.
it seems obvious, but like if you think about how banks and institutions trade, they trade in millions of dollars, in rare cases, billions of dollars. Like, well,
Uh,
not so rare, but the point being, if you're even a few ticks off or a few points off, that's hundreds of thousands or millions of
for
dollars just
real.
gone. And so you really want to set up good entries and exits so that you can capture the most of the move that you're anticipating, right? If you don't have the right entries and exits, you're losing. It's an opportunity cost. You're losing
Yeah.
out on money,
Yep.
right? So we're going to talk to you about the major entry and exit indicators we use. They're used pretty much all over the world.
Yep.
Couple unique ones we use.
Yeah. The first one is we'll start off with the RSI.
Yeah,
All right. So the relative strength index indicator.
yeah. We'll just flip through some Google slides and just go through some of the major ones
All
we
right.
use.
All right. So really, the RSI basically it tells you if a stock is oversold or if it's overbought, undersold,
No,
over.
over
Sorry,
oversold.
oversold and overbought.
Right.
There we go. My bad, my bad. But
So, but
uh,
yeah, it's just like it tells you if there's way too much pressure from the buy or sell side.
right,
Either way you cut it, and that helps us know
whether you
what we're
get
looking
in,
for.
right. Um, it really goes well with other indicators. I like to use it with the MACD, the Bollinger Bands. We're going to go over that as well, and also the EMAs. Even though that's not really a an entry indicator, but I like to use it with that too.
Yeah, so we're talking. It's basically like signs of confluence.
Right.
So like we'll use the MACD with the RSI or the Bollinger Bands with the RSI or MACD with the Bollinger Bands. We want to find multiple indicators that agree with each other.
Facts.
So it's not a perfect indicator. It tells you if the stock's been sold off for too long of a time or bought for too long of a time. It's best used, like we said, with other signs of confluence, but it can fake you out.
Right.
And so what I mean by that is there are times when there, how do I want to put this? There are times one, you have like black swan events. You have like random events in the market that will push the RSI way out of its bounds,
Right.
but it's not, the price may return to a normal level. And then sometimes like in the world of like trading bots and algorithmic trading and high frequency trading, sometimes stocks are propped up or they're manipulated by these major institutions
Like now.
right right now. I know Citadel does that, but stocks will artificially be traded at an oversold or overbought volume,
Right.
and it doesn't really reflect the economics of the situation. So just because the RSI is telling you it's overbought or oversold at those levels, it does not mean it's end all be all. And the stock may continue to drive if it's overbought. If it's overbought, it may continue to drive up. If it's oversold, it may continue to drive down. So you can't rely on it as the only indicator. That's why we use multiple indicators.
Right.
And a lot of professional traders use multiple indicators together. Can y'all mute, please? Yeah. Everybody mute your whatever
Yeah.
Zoom accounts. But yeah, so it's not perfect, but we use it with other indicators. Um,
Here are a few examples of it being overbought. Wish I could zoom in.
yeah, and there's an equation for RSI. We're not going to get into that either.
Yeah, that's it's a little too intricate to be honest.
Yeah, it tells you about recent price activity, and if you really want to go into it, you can study it. It's beautiful the way whoever thought of it came up with that formula. But it's like I tell people, it's like the eye. You don't know the intricacies of the eye and the optic nerve and how all the little neurons and stuff
You
catch.
just know you can see.
Yeah, you can see. You're not thinking about that when you need to see some shit.
Right.
So we're not gonna get into the equations of it, but
if you look on the charts, you see that it's over the line or over this dotted line, which is probably the 70. Um,
yeah, 70.
Usually when it's above 70 or under 30, those are the major times when price can move.
Right. So you
So as you can see, I mean, it's above this dotted line right here. If you look here, what is 70 and
what is
3?
70? So that's again, there's a formula for RSI, and it tells you the strength, like the relative strength
Right.
of the price movement. And so or the momentum in the market.
Right.
70 is just telling you beyond 70, 80, 90, 100, that's an overbought stop. It's being bought in way too much in such high volume that it's driving the RSI indicator way up. That we have a class on this that we teach, but we're not going to get into it for this lecture because we have a lot to cover. But it under 30 is telling you oversold. Over 70 on the indicator is telling you overbought.
Right.
We'll just keep it simple for now.
Oversold.
Do you scale? Okay, we'll answer questions in a minute.
Yeah. So oversold is basically just the reverse of that. It's under the blue line, so that's the 30. And as you can see here, once it blew past the blue line, price started, shooting up.
Yep.
And the same thing here, price is oversold below the dotted line. Price shot up a little bit, hit a little resistance, and then just came down.
Right, and you can see the sell-offs.
Yep.
Right before those lines hit.
And also this dotted line in the middle, that's also a strong resistance line. That's the 50. I use that as a lot of my as my entry. Sorry, but like I was saying, it hits this resistance line on the 50, and then you can also see it on the chart as well. Like if you imagine if you can see this, my cursor here, but there's a resistance line here, and then you can also match it up to here as well.
Facts.
And you see where it dropped, it kept bouncing off of that resistance line, and it finally fell off.
Facts. Yep. Sometimes it'll bounce between the 70 and the 50 or the 30 and the 50. And
yeah, it gets a little weird when it does that. I try to stay away from those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. RSA bouncing off to 50. That was the next point. But just right here, it bounced right off to 50. If you imagine a line right here,
support,
nice little support that turned into resistance, or resistance that turned into support. I'm sorry. But just imagine that line, and it bounced right off of that and continued up.
Yeah. So RSI, that's probably our first major entry indicator.
Yep.
If we're looking at a stock, we're like, okay, what's price doing? Where's support resistance? And then we're like, okay, what's the RSI saying?
Exactly.
It's used like by millions of traders probably. Like everyone probably has heard of the RSI at some level of trading.
Yeah. It's one of our major ones. That's one of the first things I look at when I'm looking at a stock anyway.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hit John up, hey, one of these stocks is oversold. We got the MACD curling up, so it's extended from the Bollinger Band. We'll go over that in just a second. But if all of those things, coincide together, I'm getting in.
Yeah. Do we catch scalp day trade? For which time frame? RSI do watch. So we'll talk about that. If you guys tuned into our last lecture, and Jordan has the links to those as well.
Mm-hmm.
We do use multi-time frame analysis, and so we set these lectures up so that you can learn step by step what we do.
Right.
So yeah, we use multiple time frame analysis, and we'll zoom. Like if you caught the last lecture, we'll zoom in. So if we're trading we're looking at weekly and monthly charts, we'll zoom into the hourly to look at RSI, MACD, Bollinger Bands, and stuff. And then we'll zoom back out to see what the larger,
just to compare
the time frames and see what both RSIs are doing.
All right.
So good question.
Any other questions about RSI? I mean, it's kind of simple.
Yeah. Throw on we should do MACD. You got that up?
No, you only said things.
Oh, I'm gonna send you the MACD.
Hang on one second, guys. We'll just start off with it.
Yeah, we just do Bollinger Bands. Yeah.
All right. So then we also have Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands, the price. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. But they show you a standard deviation range of price action. So it basically tells you where price is gonna go. You can use it as a
What's the indicators get some real. Okay. Hey, one thing, guys, like if y'all gonna put negative stuff in the comments, please just sign out. Like we don't need that. Like we're coming here on our own time to teach y'all the markets. If you're making more money, that's cool. If you don't need this, that's fine. But let's keep the energy positive. We're not trying to do all that. Let's just keep it real. Let's be respectful, right? You know, honestly, yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, let's keep all that out of there.
Big facts.
But go ahead.
But price, it basically tells you where price is gonna go. I use it as support resistance a lot of the time. It's usually depending on which deviation that you're in, price it has like a
Wait,
uh
what are you saying?
I was talking about the Bollinger Band part.
Oh
This-
yeah, yeah. It's
sorry,
based on standard deviations. Like, was it the second? The second
Yes.
standard deviation is the standard one.
Yeah,
The
it gives you
main-
95% that price is going to return back into where into the Bollinger Band pretty much.
Yeah. So you can manipulate it. Like, there's a lot of like, again, this is if you want to dig into the indicators, you can study statistics. You go to college and study a statistics class. Like
Right.
the main thing you want to learn from Bollinger Bands, it's like a rubber band, right? Let's keep it simple. It goes outside of the range, it pops back in. It goes outside the range, pops back in. And so he's showing you the 3 different standard deviations.
First standard deviation is 68%, second is 95, and the third is 97. I like to use the third one just because if usually when it's in the 30, or usually when it's hitting the third standard deviation, it's bouncing back up like, you know, pretty much like right after that.
Yeah, 97% of the time.
Yeah.
So you can manipulate it. I use the 2, Joe uses the 3, but you know.
Yeah, because once you go, like I said, if it's hitting that 3, it's for sure going up. So I'm definitely gonna look at that 3. We can show you some examples here. If you look,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I just want to say one other thing. Yes, these are basic indicators, but guess what? They make us lots of money.
Yeah, they work.
Lots, thousands and thousands of dollars. So yes, these are the most basic indicators, but why are they basic and why are they used all the work? Because guess all over the world, they work.
Right.
They work. Like all of my mentors, they make millions of dollars in the stock market, all use these. So, okay, you can go anywhere and learn these, but we'll show you how we use them. Let's just say that.
Because there's different ways to use all of these. Different ways to skin a cat.
Absolutely.
But as you can see here, it's kind of extended from the Bollinger Band. It's also oversold on the RSI. You have the MACD curling up. Those are 3 signs of confluence, and the price shot up. Got another example here, way extended from the Bollinger Band. Do you know if this is the first or second standard deviation? I think it's the second.
Yeah, I used the 2. That was one off of a screenshot I took.
Gotcha. Okay, so the second deviation, I think it said 95. Yeah, 95%. So yeah, it was more than likely it was gonna go back. Yeah. Popped out of that Bollinger Band, had a nice little oversold spot right here. MACD was curling up. Boom, could have took that, made some nice profit.
Yeah. So we've got RSI, MACD.
Thanks.
Like even with those 2, you could run some pretty decent trades.
Yeah.
But let's add another one. I tell you, I can't find the other slide. So just throw on a trading view. We'll show them MACD.
Let me get all my little indicators off of here.
Yeah, we don't need all the volume stuff. How do you use the RSI to stay in during a pullback? How do you use the RSI to stay in a trade during a pullback? Okay, so
it depends on if it's hitting a 50 or not.
Yeah, one thing you want to see is like I actually used RSI to trade a pullback today. Throw on IWM real quick. We'll get to Tesla because we talked about that in our last lecture. Let's just use the time. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for, having the patience over my little stumbles.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying, I'm not a talker for real.
Yeah. Joe makes money. That's what he does. Like he likes to make money. He don't like to talk about
I don't get to talk at all. He be forcing me to do this.
Something might happen to me. Like, I need somebody to run.
But I enjoy talking about it though.
Yeah, but okay.
It's getting me out of my comfort zone.
Are y'all swinging Tesla? We gonna talk about Tesla.
We were just talking about
because y'all asked about that last time.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let me go on and
jump in. Go ahead.
So IWM, traded IWM today. I think I told Joe about it this morning.
Yes, sir.
How did I use the RSI? All right, let's talk about it. Actually, I want to teach you all MACD, then we'll talk about jumping on the RSI. MACD, it's basically moving average convergence divergence. What is that telling us? It takes two different moving averages, and I think they're exponential moving averages, and it averages them together. Yep. That creates your MACD line. Then you have a second line, that's the blue line in this. Let me pop up MACD real quick. That's the blue line in this. And then you have a signal line, which is your orange line in the in this little graphic here. The signal line is I think it's the 9-period moving average of the MACD line. Okay, so when you see the MACD line cross over the signal line, in either direction, it tells you there's a potential swing happening in the market. Okay, so obviously, if not obviously, but if the MACD line is above the signal line, likely the stock is trending up, and when it curls back under, it's reversing I guess momentum or sentiment, and it's curling down. Right. So you'll see it's a leading indicator, so price will tend to follow it, and so it'll move down. In the other sense, if you see the MACD line is below the signal line and curling up, that tells us there's a potential swing up in our near future. Okay, so that's your MACD. But we use MACD. I can't even tell you how, like, probably like 80% of our winning trades, probably maybe 90%. We use these three indicators. Yep. Why? Because they work, and we use them in Confluence.
That's the key thing, Confluence.
What's another name for Bollinger Band? I can't find it on TradingView. Just go to indicators. It should be under Bollinger Band. Easy way to find it, just type in BB on indicators, and it'll pop up as probably the first thing.
BB,
Bollinger Bands. Just type in BB and look for it. What's another name for Bollinger Band? What's the usual delay on Confluence on shorter time frames trades? 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. Okay, so for one, I rarely trade those lower time frames because there's so much noise, and with the volume of stock trades and option trades, derivative trades in the market, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and it's actually more risky to trade super low time frames.
Thanks.
But if a scalp, does Confluence cause you to miss out short-term moves? Again, I think that's a good question, because it shows me that you're like really in depth in like thinking about how the market behaves and moves. What I can say is this is like, you're not looking to catch every move. You're looking to catch the right move.
Thanks.
Right. So when we say Confluence, like, I'm going to show you IWM real quick, and maybe this will help answer your question. So IWM, I see an oversold, overbought MACD. So I'm going to expand this. So our RSI this morning was overbought. So it's at level 71, 72-ish. So I like that. We have a MACD that looked like it was about to curl, actually. Hasn't quite made its move. It's trending pretty strongly upwards. If you look at candles, I'm sure Jordan has covered candles with you all. We got a downward wicking, a candle with a long top wick and a short body. So it's a downward moving. I feel they call it this is a gravestone. I don't know all the names of it, but I can tell you if there's a long upward wick and it's a red candle with a short body, it's hitting some kind of resistance there. It's entering the top of an auction zone. And I'll get to you guys' question in a second. So we've got that. CDV, so delta volume, we'll talk about this. Yep. It's starting to get absorbed. I see all of these signs of confluence. What else do we look at? Do we have Bollinger Bands on here? Yeah. I'm gonna switch yours. I'm gonna switch yours to the 2 standard deviation one. Where's my Bollinger Bands? Okay, so I'm switching to the 2. So I was hitting the top of my Bollinger Bands. That's 3 signs of confluence right there between MACD, RSI. Well, not really MACD, because MACD was pretty curling upward. But my volume's getting absorbed, and we'll get into that. But I at least have 2 signs and a third sign really with the wicking red candle. And it was a good opportunity for me to get in this market. I traded it near the top of this daily candle, but if we zoom into the hourly, let's see what else we see. Oh my goodness. Let's look at how, that's candle, that's the delta volume. I want this. Look at our RSI. On the hourly, it's approaching 80. So I know it's red hot. That stock is being bought like crazy, this ETF, really. Here's a better example. Here's your MACD curling down. It's telling me, We're
Lot of
about to
momentum.
cross.
Yep,
We're
lots of
about to
momentum.
cross. There's a
Mhm.
good chance it's going to move down. Oh, and let me talk about the histogram bars on the MACD. So all this tells you is basically, I guess, the relationship. I'll simplify it. It tells you the relationship between the MACD line and the signal line. The shorter the bars get, the more the momentum is switching up. So the longer the bars get, the stronger the momentum in that direction. So obviously red, bearish,
Right.
green, bullish, or teal, or whatever it is. So you can see it's losing that bullish momentum. The lines are curling and they're about to cross. That is telling me a good time to get in. I got in right when I saw this little candle thing right here, candle pattern, tweezer tops. They're short, but they're there. And I got in after this wick back down and it left my Bollinger Bands because 95% of the time, if it's outside 2 standard deviations, that price is going down.
Right.
With my oversold RSI, MACD's curling, delta volume candles. Basically, what delta volume is telling us is you have buyers and sellers, you have ask and bid going on all the time at different price points. And it's saying the number of buyers is getting eaten up by sellers and sellers are starting to dominate the market. I'll just keep it that simple. We have videos on that as well. But if our delta volume candles are telling us that sellers are entering the market, buyers are getting absorbed, eaten up, people are losing buying interest, exhaustion would just mean they're running out of buyers. And you have to kind of study volume to understand this. But we're running out of buyers, we're adding sellers. And so I got in at the top of this, rode this down for some nice profit. I think I made 30 to 40% on that option play. It was a nice day, right? Thank you, Candace. Appreciate your support. Let me go on and check these. We got a lot of comments today. When it crosses up or down, it's a swing in the market the way it's going, correct? Yes, correct. Arshad. MACD, and what was the second one? So we got, okay, yeah, I love it. Take those notes, damn it. Like, seriously, I used to work as a trash man and I used to have maggots all over my damn arms. And people ask me, why do you study charts all day? I said, God damn it, because I'd never do that for one more hour.
Everybody trying to do that.
I will study charts until there's bags under my eyes and they're all gray. Like, so it's great that you're taking notes, keep studying, stay studied up, because honestly, this is a great way to make some money, man. If you don't like your job, you tired of, you sick of your boss, take them notes. But awesome. Do you use divergence, price action divergence, either entering a trade? In other words, how much importance do you place on it, if any?
Yeah, we definitely use it.
We use divergence,
especially with this CDV right here, just because the price is going up and the delta volume is going down. That means price is getting absorbed by the sellers, and price usually will fall after that.
Yeah. You say all the lower time frames are noise, all them indicators are noise, says Max. Okay, Max. Well, my indicators make me money, so maybe I like that. That noise is music to me.
Right.
That noise is music.
That's a symphony to mine.
But hey, I respect it. If you think they're noise, go by all means. You trade naked charts, go on ahead and make your money, man.
Right.
Whatever works for you.
You don't have to use them all at once. You can always, cancel them out and, switch them out.
Yeah, I definitely like my indicators.
Yeah.
But much respect. If you get money off them naked charts, go on get it.
Buddy.
Yeah, go on get that money. We ain't mad. Can you bring us the SPY to show indicators around 10:30 today or 10:30? We watched a live trade today and where a big move happened to the downside. Okay. Well, IWM, I just showed you that. That is another ETF that covers broad market spectrum. They're obviously, it's not as like the major companies of the SPY, but it is a broad market index, and we'll go over SPY, but it's the same concept. I'm sure you'll see a similar chart because they follow each other. Well, the IWM tends to follow the SPY. Do you have a YouTube channel with the videos? I will definitely get y'all the videos or the link to the YouTube videos. Right. We're going to drop links to our class and our books as well. Thanks. And we lowered the price of the books just for Martin investment people because we love y'all. Thank you. You base your entry on the 1 hour chart. Yeah, we base it on the 1 hour chart because we're looking for moves that happen next day.
Within the next day or two.
Next days, next couple weeks.
Right.
Hourly chart works great for that. When you get in the trade, do you use any 1 minute entry or 5 minute entry? You can answer. Maybe for crypto.
Sometimes I'll go down to the 5 minute just so if I want like a perfect entry. Sometimes I'll go down to the 5 minute, but it's not like I don't use it every time. Yeah, a lot of times I'm on the 1 hour.
Yeah. How long have you been on your journey?
I've been in crypto for about 2-3 years, but I've been trading with him for about 2 years too.
2, 3.
Yeah.
I've personally traded stocks for 7, going on 8 years. Max is from another Discord trying to cause trouble. Hey, Max human too. We all here trying to get money. We trying to spread love.
Yeah.
You know, it's all positive vibes, man.
We all trying to eat. We all trying to get to the same goal.
And iron sharpens iron. If he jabbing us, hey, we got to be ready for it.
Right.
So you know, Max,
we appreciate it though.
Yeah, thank you. Got to grab y'all books now. Appreciate it. What is the best combination indicators for playing shares, not options? So you can use these to trade shares.
Right.
You can always buy shares. Actually, that's what Tay says. Yep. A lot of times.
Shares are important. Especially if you don't have a lot of money, definitely buy shares.
Yeah. So one of our mentors, he definitely says that you can always buy shares. And it's true. Like John Carter says that. Like, you don't have to trade derivatives. You could trade regular shares. Stop loss. We'll get to stop loss. For some episodes, confluence on a longer duration trade results in fewer trades but higher profitability. Exactly. You get the concept.
Hold on 1 second.
I would much rather get the right trade setups than rushing to get into a trade.
Right. Definitely.
Use the 1 hour to enter your trade. Yes, we do. Is your RSI set up with the default of 14? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
You can change your periods. If you like shorter term, I've seen people trade the 6 period RSI. I've seen it all the way up to 20, 21. It depends what you're into. Let's get to that SPY trade.
Just type in.
Oh, got you. So SPY trade. It's probably not a whole lot different from the IWM trade, but let's look at the daily.
About the exact same to me.
I actually start monthlies trending up, weekly trending up, but daily we're seeing this resistance. You go ahead.
But if you go ahead, look here. All right, so we got a little divergence going on the CVD, on the CDV. We'll start drawing it out real quick. All right, so boom. Oh, channel's already there, huh? Look at that. I forgot that was there. All right. So we'll go to the 1 hour.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll start drawing the channel. We'll start here.
Did we go over CDV? So once again, CDV
kind of.
It's actually just pull the definition off of Google. I don't feel like remember all these definitions. Just look up delta volume. But basically what it is, it's like there's that one website that explained it really well. Right there it is, delta volume. But it's basically looking at buyers and sellers and who's dominating the market at any given period of time. So all these candles tell you is like if we're trading on the 1 day time frame, it's telling us are buyers or sellers dominating the market. And it'll show when buyers in control, sellers in control, and it'll show up as your high and low for that candle as wicks, just like your price action, and then the open and close of that time period as well.
Right.
These are actually Heikin-Ashi candles. So it's telling us if buyers or sellers in control. And it's a great indicator to use. There's a lot of paid ones, but fortunately we were able to find one on TradingView that covers, it pretty much shows your volume between buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
There's a guy that took the time to actually, program this in the TradingView or create his own indicator. So might as well use it if it's free, right?
It's not really any divergences going on or anything right now.
And so why do you use CDV? Like why can't you just look at price?
Other than this.
Well, because let's say you're running out of volume from buyers and sellers, but the price is going up, right? That it would only take a handful of sellers to start crashing the market or lowering the price action, I guess. And similarly, if you're running out of volume and the price is continuing to go down in a downtrend, and you have a bunch of buyers into the market, the price might rocket back up. That's what we call exhaustion. But let's say volume is high and in the bullish direction, there's a lot of buyers, but price is not moving. That means there's a lot of seller resistance.
Right.
That's called absorption. And similarly, if the price is or if the delta volume is crashing down, like there's tons of selling volume in the market, but the price is hitting a support, that tells me there's buyers pushing back up. That's called absorption in the downside, right? So it's a great indicator because it kind of tells us what's happening in the real world, right? Not just price.
Exactly. And you can see here, price was going up, started stalling out or getting exhausted. Price kept going up.
Let's hit that hourly because they said around 10:30. What do we see at 10:30? Let me get to these.
This right here.
If your time is limited, use higher time frames like 1 hour and up. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Good point, Max. If you got time to run it up, the 1 minute 10 is that 10 second or 1 second ain't nothing. Okay, well, hey, go on, start you. I might go catch one of Max's classes.
Yeah, for real.
What exchange do y'all use leverage to trade crypto? I don't trade crypto really.
Yeah, I don't really trade.
I buy and hold. Yeah, that's not my specialty. Are options limited in the US SMH?
No, not that I know.
Can't really say.
Yeah, European options.
Yeah, right.
But
anyway,
so a little price exhaustion right here.
Yeah, you see price exhaustion at 10:30.
Oversold RSI.
Oversold RSI. MACD's curling.
At 10:30, 8:30. Yep.
Yep.
Oversold MACD curling down, losing a lot of momentum.
Right. We invest, but we do trade. Like today, the puts on IWM, that was definitely a trade, intraday trade.
Yeah, we trade options, but we invest in crypto.
Right. And we invest, we do long-term leaps too.
Yeah.
we buy some 2-year contracts. Okay. All right. But anyway, I'm gonna leave the comments for a second. If you go to the 5-minute chart, you can use the 5-minute chart to tell you like what's really going on. If you look at 10:30, what do we see at 10:30? Consolidation. It's in an auction zone, like we covered in our first lecture. Yeah, so
you good, bro?
Yeah, she
Are you okay, Max?
Yeah, he's okay. He's very engaged.
Yeah,
we like it.
We hold undervalue,
Max is the noise here. There we go. Holding is the right thing, definitely as a skill. Holding can be a right thing. Here's the thing. He has a point, right? So there is a skill to trading. You can make money in any market, theoretically, right? You can also write options. You can sell them off. However, with increased time comes increased volatility and increased risk.
Yeah.
So in some sense, trading can be less risky depending on how you do it, how your risk architecture is set up, right? So he has a point. The way he delivers it, hey, it's all, hey, different strokes for different folks. But yeah, so you can trade, you can invest, you can buy and hold, you can make money in so many different ways in this market.
As long as you're making money, that's the whole end goal of this whole thing.
Right. But 10:30, we see consolidation. What do we have on the our RSI? What do we see at 10:30? We got, it's hitting us. So RSI can also have support and resistance.
Facts.
And we see a support here established on the RSI that if you scroll back on the hourly or 5-minute chart, it's been hit over and over and over and over. So it hit kind of resistance in, I guess, was it a downtrend or an uptrend before 10:30? I can't really tell. I knew it was overbought on the daily and well, really the hourly chart. So that was enough for me because I could just look at these indicators and kind of, you'll get a feel for it as you continue to trade.
Right.
But it basically kind of ran out of steam. Delta was caught up between buyers and sellers, not a crazy amount of volume. But this market, if you go back to the hourly, this market was going down, right? It gapped up
out of the Bollinger Band.
Like if you look at your fundamentals, we're not in great economic times yet. Yes, inflation went down like what 0.4% or something silly.
Yep.
But the market rocketed up like it was, like
we back in good times.
Yeah, like they printed some more money or something, right? And it's hitting the top of a channel. If you looked at our first lecture on support, resistance, and channels, top of a channel, top of the Bollinger Bands, gapped up, oversold. Like, this market was falling down. So yeah, 10 o'clock, it sat around for a little while until aggressive buyers and sellers entered the market.
Exactly.
And the market decided, like so many others, that this market needs to come back down. And so it, what do you call it? Retraced. It corrected. What is this? Scroll up a little bit. Here's right. You need to show and hold. Okay. Why CFAs, CIAs, hedge fund managers get paid significantly? Absolutely.
Thanks.
Right. They get big bucks because they do that kind of analysis.
Setting on the MACD.
I just talk to those people sometimes. Like, I rather network and beat the sweat work and talk to an expert in those areas, right? So
these are the MACD settings here.
Yeah. There's an old expression. One of my mentors, his name is O. He told me one time, he said, there's a difference between education and intelligence, right? You might have 5 degrees. You might have studied, calculus level options trading.
Yep.
Wonderful. We could both make the same amount of money because we know how to use what knowledge we have, right? Actually, a finance professor told me that once. I did an internship at Illinois. He was like, it's not, the mark of intelligent man is not what you know, it's what you do with what you know.
Facts. Because you can know everything and then just sit around and do nothing. It's stupid.
If I could make $10,000 in a week, does that, just because I don't know something about a technical indicator, don't let people make you feel stupid. If you're making $10,000 in the market consistently, are you dumb? So that's a subjective question.
That's something to think about right there.
Right.
Sure.
Some of our mentors, they have very simple trading plans and they make millions of dollars.
Does that make them dumb?
Does that make them dumb? Does that make them unintelligent?
Right.
So do we play gaps?
Sometimes. Depends on which direction it's going in.
What are our settings on MACD? 12, 26, 12, and 9. Okay.
I showed them.
Whatever the TradingView standard indicator comes with, we use those. You can modify them, of course. Yeah. Sometimes I'll set it to like a trading calendar year would be 255 days. Sometimes I'll set it to that, around 250, 255 days. I'll set it to that on the daily. I'll set my indicators to that time frame. Sometimes I'll set it quarterly, divide that by 4. Yep. Set it monthly. 20 days is pretty much 20 trading days is about a month in the real calendar. So you could change them, but we use 26, 12, and 9, just like the indicator comes with. Thank you for settings. Very true. Millions of ways to milk the market. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the strat. We actually have a lecture coming about that, coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions?
Any questions before we get into the strat? And about the high-low candles too. Pierce, no. We're gonna leave him in here for a while. If he gets too unruly, we might have to ask Jordan to do something. But we try to keep it chill in here. Like, really, we try to make money and not work so much.
Cool. Appreciate the little challenge. It's all good.
We'll find better ways of making a decent income. Okay, we're not trying to have no beefs with anybody, really. But what do we have here? But thank you all for I guess supporting us.
Yeah, definitely. We appreciate all of those support.
Martin Group coming with the heat.
They don't play no games, man.
They said, damn it, Max, behave, please. Hey, but I love the challenge. It's wonderful. Like, so the strat, you want to tell them about it?
I was just gonna ask you the same thing.
All right, so the strat. Basically the strat, and I'm sure you guys have caught some of Moody's classes, maybe Jordan taught it. We learned it from Martin Investments, actually, or learned of it. Basically, the strat works in this way. You got 3 different types of candles. You have ones, twos, and 3s. Okay. So you have to look at the candle with the strat, with any given candle, instead of looking at the open, close, the high and the low. So if we take off this indicator. So when you have a candle here, I'm gonna just use a naked chart to explain this. Basically, indicators, drawings, hide all. Okay, so you have a candle, green candle, Open is here, close is here, low is here, high is here for that period of time.
Right.
Red candle, open is here, it closes lower, the high is here, the low is here. That's your basic candle, right? So he's funny though. He's funny. All right. But so you got red and green candles. The strat says don't worry about your open and close. Just focus on the high and the low and the range. What's called the range in that given time period. What was the range that stock hit? Why is that? The guy who created, I think his name is Rob Smith. He worked on Wall Street for a number of years or some trading desk. And he realized that because a candle can move so much up and down in a given time period, it's not enough to know the open and close because it could just shoot down right before the candle closes. And now you have a doji instead of a full bar. So he said, well, it was the range and where did it move? And then on the next candle and the candle after that, where's the range moving? Where is price aggregating, right? We say that a lot. Rob worked at CBOE with his dad. Thank you.
That's cool.
I love this chat. We got a lot of intelligent folks in here. I love that. Yeah, learn something new. That's nice. Worked at CBOE. Very, very good answers, like Google.
All right.
So we want to see where's the range following. There's a cool little indicator that we searched through. Like, I wonder if we could just show what a candle would look like at the high and the low.
All right.
If you look up this RG9 high low candles indicator by Rob GER 98. It will show, sorry, we can only have 10 indicators. We didn't get the premium. We got the pro or whatever. But it will show you the high and the low of every candle if it ever pops up. I hit everything. Okay, so these boxes, and you'll have to set it so that they're translucent. We like it so we can still see the wicks, but basically they'll show you where the high and the low is. And we just trade these candles, these ranges, as if they were candles.
Right.
So the one candle means the range of that candle is contained within the candle before it, just like we see here. This one candle, the high and the low is within the high and the low of the previous candle. Your two candles, if the price begins, if the price begins in the middle of the candle before it and pushes past the high and makes a new high, that is a 2-up candle.
Yeah.
If the candle starts within the range of the previous candle and pushes below the low of the previous candle, it becomes a 2-down candle, as you can see here. And a 3 candle means the candle that is forming, we could actually hit replay. Boom. Oh. Okay. A 3 candle will tell us that the range, the high and the low are greater. The high of this candle is greater than the high of the previous candle, and the low of this candle is lower than the previous candle.
Right.
So its range covers or expands past the previous candle.
It's called an expansion.
It's called an expansion candle. So you've got 1s, which are inside bars. They're contained within the previous candle. You have 2s, which are directional. They're either moving up or down. The range is moving itself. Right. And you have 3. The range has expanded beyond the range of the previous candle. So why is that important? Well, it can tell you where the market may go. So if it's an inside candle, we have indecision, right? It means we're not sure which way we want to go directionally. If we have a 2, it's telling us this is momentum is shifting in that direction. Right. And if we have a 3, the market is going to make a bigger move than what we're seeing in recent history. So what we could do is actually take the high, what I like to do with expansion candles is I'll take the high of the previous candle. Where's my little magnet? I'll hit the magnet and I will draw a ray through it to the next high of the 3 candle.
All right.
And then I will draw a ray from the lower, where am I at? The lowest point of this of the previous candle and draw it to the low of the 3 candle.
Yeah.
And that is a potential expansion the market can take. It can
a broadening formation.
A broadening formation. It can expand beyond that.
Right.
Right. It can follow this. And as you can see, it stayed within this broadening expansion. And I believe the SPY will move lower in this little cone between these 2 rays. So 3 is an engulfing candle. Not exactly. But in the traditional sense of an engulfing candle definition, maybe. but we really want to call it an expansion candle because it's expanding. The market is moving, and there's
Volatile.
you got to look at. We'll drop a link about Rob Smith and how he explains his theory.
Right.
But basically, you have price vacuum. So like when you run out of when you run out of aggressive buyers and sellers, and you have large moves like buyers suddenly into the market or sellers suddenly into the market, you get price vacuums. And so these broadening formations kind of predict where those vacuums may lie. So you'll often see price swing up and it'll swing back down, it'll swing back up. And you're like, oh my God, like this market's going crazy. Well, really, it's just seeking out liquidity. But anyway, that's your ones, twos, and threes. But we use the 2 up and 2 down candles to as an indicator of where price may go. Okay. So we see, let's go back to let's use the SPY. Why not? And this indicator we're using for the strat is called Strat Assistant. I think Moody has another one in Jordan's group. But what you want to know is, look at this. Outside the Bollinger Bands, where's the rest of my indicators? Oversold on the RSI, curling MACD. Well, let me show you all. Curling MACD, it touched and curled back down. You see all these indicators outside the Bollinger Bands, it's coming back in, and we have what's called a 2-1-2 strat reversal. Right. You can look up the moves in the strat. Basically, that means that you had a 2 candle, a 1 candle inside bar, and then the third candle broke the low of the inside bar and broke the low of the 2 candle, and now we're headed down. That's a 2-1-2 reversal. That is tradable. It's another sign of confluence that the market was going to move down. Thanks. Do we use S&D? Supply and demand. Yep. Basically,
that was our first video. Actually,
first video we did with Martin Investments was ask Jordan to send you the link next. He said, go to Saturday Night Live. Why not? So 3 is in Gulf Gale. Yeah, we already covered that. Broadening formation. Perfect. Thank you, Luann. D-Wiz, how do you modify that indicator to make it translucent? Oh, okay. So you jump into the settings. You'll see the little wheel, the little gear. You can go to, how did I do that? I think, the wick. Okay, is that it? Yeah. No. Oh, color 1, color 0. Okay. So yeah, color 0, I set it to like 20% opacity. So it's basically translucent. You can set it to 0 if you want. And then color 2, color 2, you'll set that to 20%. And it basically means, like, you could set it, like if you set it to 90 and you made a color, it'll show up as a color. I don't want that. I just made it like gray and I set it to like 20%. So we can see everything. So we can see our wicks, basically. That's all it is. I like to see wicks because that's another indicator, right? If you know what kind of candle you're dealing with, thanks. It could be a great indicator, or what do you call it?
Entry, exit.
A sign that the market is moving.
Thanks.
Look up the Candlestick Bible. They got a free PDF on Google. You got to modify it. I'm trying to show how they set it up. Yep. Thank you, D-Wiz, for the question. I hope that answered it. Supply and demand. Yeah, we definitely use auction zone theory. Scroll to the last part. Do buyers and sellers trade aggressively, search for liquidity to close a position? Initiating a position is a bit different since most participants are price takers. You want to go? Search for liquidity to close a position. They can. I mean, that's not at the retail level. But if you look up, we will cover order flow in our bonus lecture. Yeah. But basically, when you see level 2 order book data, it's telling you where the limit orders are. And so, yeah, if you have a big buy position and you have to cross through so many limit orders, yeah, it's gonna be hell. Similarly, if you see low liquidity and you're moving in the up direction and the market and all your fundamentals tell you the market's going to move up, it might make a big jump. It might gap up. We look for that sometimes. Yes, sir. There was a question about gaps. Also, we do trade gaps, as Jordan often teaches in Martin Investments. When you're trading gaps, you want to look for a gap that's moving against you. in the overall trend. So if the market's trending up and it gaps down, that gap is much more likely to fill.
Right.
Similarly, if the market's moving down and it gaps up, that gap is more likely to fill. All right. But yeah,
And if you're trading options with these gaps, make sure you give yourself time. Make sure you're giving yourself at least 3 to 6 months. Don't try to trade it like that, because these gaps aren't gonna fill just like that. They take time.
yeah. So if you guys want to throw us a stock or two in the comments, we'll throw a stock up here and let's see if we can trade it. Let's see what's available in the market. ENPH. Okay, that was quick. Do y'all swing trades? What direction do y'all see the SPY going? I see the SPY going down. Maybe not in the next couple days, but definitely in short time. It could move against it. So it's dangerous to trade the stock market that way. You don't necessarily want to predict it. You want to give the information that it gives you.
Facts. Trade what you see, not what you think.
Right. Exactly. So ENPH, throw that up there. All right. So In-Phase Energy is clean energy stock, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of
stalling
out a little, looks like.
Stalling out. CDV is telling us it's stalling out. What's this?
The MACD, the RSI was oversold on the daily. Still kind of oversold to me.
Curling down.
Yep. You got the MACD losing a lot of momentum, curling down.
Mm-hmm.
It's tickling.
Yeah, we say the lines tickle, whatever you want to call it.
Let's look on this hourly. Really, let me look on a monthly, see what kind of direction we're in. All right, so we had an all-time high.
Right.
Outside the Bollinger Band on the second deviation. So we know it's coming down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's overbought for a while now.
Right.
In-Phase. All right. Yeah. It's kind of in an auction zone there.
Yeah, it's just doing some consolidating. It's playing around.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I sent the fire emoji. Okay. So yeah,
I'm just marking it up. Just you can talk. I'm just marking it up.
I got you. Yeah, me and Joe, we be tag teaming these charts. We go in there, but I'm like, what do you think? What do you think? It's good to trade in groups. We trade in a group that has about 7 people in it.
I love trading in a group, man. So you can pass around ideas.
Yeah, all that knowledge, all them brains.
Oh, hold on.
Squeezing out like
this is also
all that good information, knowledge.
Okay.
Study data. I see it falling. I don't know. It just clean energy stock in a recession or a near recession.
It could be hitting a resistance. We had mentioned earlier, the RSI. This the 50 is a strong resistance, so it could bounce off here and fall.
Go back to that daily. I want to see that daily one more time.
1 second, I got you.
What you got?
Just looking. It just crossed not too long ago.
It does have a nice little support there. That's what I'm thinking.
See right here.
Yeah, like delta volume is kind of hitting that support and volume, but throw up a quick channel on the monthly. I want to see what something. Based on what you've mentioned in order flow, do you have tools that show the L2 and L3 order book in the candles or volume profile? Yeah, so we use a couple of I guess we'll call paid subscriptions or tools. You don't have to use paid data, but like I said, like the CDV candle volume, and they have another one. They have another indicator by the same guy. We use that because before we got paid subscriptions because it was free. But yeah, we definitely look at like Benzinga's options flow. We've looked at flow algo a lot.
Benzinga is our main thing right now.
Yeah, it's been a great tool for us. And then didn't you have some subscription you were getting? You don't have to overwhelm yourself with tools, but we definitely use a couple order flow.
Cheddar flow, flow algo.
And we looked at what's the one you like? The one you sent me the information about. The sales,
selling
time and sales. Yeah, time and sales. We've used that. All that stuff. But basically you just want to see, and Market Chameleon, they have a great it's called option sentiment. They don't have really, I mean, they don't have really a shares sentiment one, but they have something called option sentiment. and it tells you it pulls up a lot of data about options order flow from a retail side, professional trade desk side, and institutional side. Hope that answers your question.
That's pretty decent. Let me
That's
go on
decent.
a monthly for the daily.
So the top of a channel on a monthly. Yeah.
Came out the channel. Came back in, playing around. Is that the top of the channel yet?
Throw up them trading view financials. I know they're not the best, but on the little earnings thing. So I always look at fundamentals of a stock that I trade just because so they got increasing incomes or total revenue, net income looks like it's kind of increasing. What's their balance sheet?
Making a little money.
Their ratio.
The liabilities, though.
Liabilities catching up with them. What's their free cash flow? Go to cash flow. Scroll to the bottom.
They got some.
It's increasing. Like their peak year was like 2018, 2019. They're on fire. It looks like they're at the top of a channel. Their numbers on the quick book on their like quick 3 books, the financial statements, it look like they're kind of petering out.
Yeah.
I can see it falling, to be honest.
There we go. But
yeah,
I think it's gonna fall as well.
Yeah.
Just based off of this quick analysis.
Yeah, and this is just really technicals. We would probably go into Benzinga and look at the news that has come out for in phase. We look at analysts' recommendations.
Slick got a little divergence going on.
A little diversion.
Just a little bit.
Where?
Right here.
You
got this.
Yeah, a little bit.
So some exhaustion going on here.
What's their prices moving up? They must have moved up before earnings. Like something happened. I don't really follow in phase like that, but we would probably look up a lot more about the fundamentals. But right now, just looking technically at this chart, it does look like it's a little overvalued. So
and they're propping it up like mud.
Yeah, they're propping it, and you're trading clean energy, which is probably a growth stock at a time when the economy is not doing great. I don't know how long it can maintain this level. But again, I would look at analysts, I would look at news reports, I would look at everything, y'all
go on Yahoo Finance and then just type in the name, just read some of the news that's popped up.
I would look at insider trades, I look at anyone in the company who's buying or selling stock, especially if there's no real buyers in that. I look at institutional ownership.
That's important too.
Man, there would be so many fundamentals for this, but really just based on the charts, I'm kind of guesstimating this could fall. It based on the charts, right? It's overbought already. So
what will be the trigger?
We'll put a trade plan. What would be the trigger for going up and down? So RSI is curling down. MACD would be curling down. The top, it can't break the top of an auction zone, and it keeps hitting its head on the top of a major resistance.
Right.
That would tell me something.
Also got another divergence.
And then if I'm on the hourly chart, can you zoom in a little bit? I would look at the strat. If we see continuation patterns to the downside, if we see 2-1-2 reversals, 3-1-2 reversals, that would all tell us that we're ready to move down.
Look, our favorite stock. Somebody want us to look at that.
And multiple, what's that? Roku. Oh, yes. Yes, Lord. But yeah, and then we'd zoom out the time frames. And if we have confluence with time frames and indicators, like all of the MACDs and all of the RSIs are curling, or they're hitting resistances that they can't break.
Facts.
And the delta volume we're running out of bullish volume. And there's major institutions selling off on our order flow. Like we're putting
getting in there.
And that's kind of how we ran IWM this morning. Yeah. So
good. As you can see, this one is running out of a lot of buyers. Look at that.
So great question. Yeah, it's running. It's running out.
Price going up, buyers and stuff going down.
Yeah. Your delta flow or delta order flow is definitely bearish or petering out. Yeah. So it would probably take major news or some acquisition or something major to really get this to push past its current resistance. I don't know that much about this company.
Yeah, me either. So. This is the first time I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Somebody else say anything besides Roku before
I've seen it with like Plug Power and stuff, but I don't really,
Oh, they want us to look at some cryptos.
What was that, Tether? I mean,
that's USDT.
Yeah, I'm straight. I don't know. You can do that. DocuSign. We can do DocuSign. Let's do DocuSign. Let's keep it. We'll hit crypto. We'll hit crypto.
This one. Woo. Look at that.
Okay. Wow. Is that monthly?
Yes, sir.
Throw up those throw up those moving average ribbons. I just want to see something real quick. Yeah, I like it. I like DocuSign a lot.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I might have to borrow that trade idea. go to that weekly chart. Okay, so what we're looking at on the monthly, we have a lot of things right now. We have what? Bottom of the Bollinger Band.
Bottom of the Bollinger Band.
We have a 2-1-2 reversal or a 3-1-2 reversal on the strat. It's about to hit earnings, so that's risky.
Yeah.
Actually, no. When's the earnings? This is the monthly. Never mind. Just kidding. Well, in less than a month. I don't know. That's risky. Earnings is risky. We don't like to play earnings because it's so damn volatile, and sometimes the stock will move against us.
That's facts.
And we've had a lot of different teachers tell us, like, don't play earnings right before or right after. Just
you got to get them mad early.
Yeah, or you could run a straddle. You could write
Facts.
options, and yeah. If you don't know about options trading, straddles, leave that alone.
No, we ain't scared of crypto. We'll look at it, bro.
Why are you scared of crypto? I'll tell you exactly why I'm scared of it. Damn it, it's too volatile. There's not enough past history in that market. I trade crypto, but I'm not insane about it. Like, it's like 10% of my portfolio. I'm not crazy about it, right? They going by the list. That's what you want. Just for him, let's trade. No. But anyway, let's get back to it. So DocuSign, 3-1-2 reversal on the strat. Oversold. Well, touching oversold on the RSI monthly. Bottom of a channel that I could look at on the that Joe drew up in the blue.
Yeah.
Go back to that monthly. I just want to show curling on the MACD.
Oh yeah.
Double click that MACD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that MACD.
It's about to curl back up. You can see the momentum losing. It's losing. And then it's hitting a major support. Go back in time. Look at that. Major support level that's been held for
since it's
3-4 years since it IPO'd. So weekly, let's bust it down even more. It's hitting a major support. Just touching the 20 EMA after forever.
Right.
Where's my moving average ribbons? Did you get rid of my moving average ribbons? Goddamn it. All right. Yeah, it hasn't touched the 20 EMA in forever. It's probably been 30-40 bars. So it needs to come up and touch that. And that's just touching the MACD. Like, once this recession is over, I foresee DocuSign returning to previous relative highs. Not all-time highs. I didn't say that, but relative highs.
Right.
And you can study the strat, and they talk about that as well. Previous highs, like you see these little peaks in the market, those right here, you can see are, those can be active support or resistances as well.
Oh, definitely.
Why? Any fundamental business case reason? I don't understand the question, Tesha.
That must have been something else you were saying.
Okay. That's what you want. Super volatile markets. I'm good on that. I mean, I want liquidity. I didn't ask for a bunch of volatility. That's noise. And that's also not according to my risk architecture. So maybe you trade volatility. You could trade volatility. Sure. It's a day trader's dream. I didn't say I was a day trader. I don't know if you are.
Yeah, I'm not a day trader.
Yeah. But if you're a day trader, great. Yeah, trade volatility all day long. For returning to previous levels other than technical. So if you caught our first lecture, and there's a link to it, ask Jordan about that. Price likes to aggregate at certain points, right? And I talk about a can of Coke. No matter where the price of a can of Coke goes in the next year or so, it's probably going to return to around $1.25 or maybe $1.50 now. Price likes certain levels. Look at gasoline, the price of the cost of gas. Remember, I don't know if some of y'all remember when gas used to be $4. What was it, like 10 years ago or something?
Yeah.
Maybe it was longer than that. But it returned back to $4. It likes to hit $3. It likes to hit $3.50. It likes certain levels. And you'll see that in auction zones that have been established in the past, which you can see with these peaks, on DocuSign, you see auction zones next to those peaks often.
Yep.
If you don't see, if it just jumps up and jumps down or jumps down and jumps up, there's no major support and resistance or retracement or correction or what do you want to call that? Like consolidation.
Mhm.
I wouldn't consider that a major level. But if you see these condensed candles, like if you zoom in here, this previous right here, these no. Yeah, right here. So if you see this consolidation here, that's an auction zone. I do think DocuSign will eventually return to that auction zone. In what time frame? Well, look at your technical indicators. It'll tell you oversold, overbought, somewhere in the middle. And we're seeing on the monthly, this is very oversold on multiple indicators.
Yes, sir.
And the delta volume for sellers is getting exhausted on the monthly.
Yeah, they going.
And buyers are slowly entering the market. So when this recession's over, I wouldn't be surprised if DocuSign makes a huge move. What would I do? I'd probably get a year out contract right above the money on DocuSign. Easy money, right? Anthony, don't say that, because you could learn if you stick to RSI MACD and the videos we make about them. We'll send Jordan them too. You can make money. You don't have to be advanced. You can still make your money.
You can. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, don't try to make it too complicated.
Yeah, I go in detail because I go hard for y'all. I'll be trying to give what I've learned, because I've been in situations where I was desperate to learn the markets, and I'm sure some of you may be. So I try to give as much as I have, and Joe does too.
Yeah.
Joe be texting me stuff that I read.
For real.
All the
all the
that
time.
he texts me books, videos, everything.
Trust.
What's this?
Do we use moving averages? Yeah, that's what all this is. This the orange line, the green line, the yellow line. That's what all that is.
What's the scroll up, son? Scroll. Oh, let's see these. Hey, Roku.
That's what I was just.
Max needs to get with Jordan. Technical, fundamental business case for returning. Okay, we covered that. Y'all taking setups like once a week, month? Yeah, it depends. We day trade too.
Yeah,
if Jordan,
bit.
And that's why we use experts like Jordan. If he has a great day trade and he decides to share it,
Facts.
Why not? But we trade swings and we trade leaps. And we buy shares.
Yeah, because I like the full move.
Yeah.
I don't like the choppiness too much.
That's why he needs to chill. I know y'all want to hate. I don't know who y'all talking about, who's the prettiest and all that other stuff. But we're just trying to keep positive energy. If y'all let's keep the personal stuff out of it. Like, we all are just trying to make money.
Right.
All due respect. Do you use any moving average?
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. The orange, yellow, and the green. Those are the moving averages that we use. I think they're 5, 20, and 10. Yeah, 5, 10, and 20.
And 200.
Yeah, and 200 for sure.
That's probably the biggest one. Like, if you see 200 on any time frame up to the hourly, it's a big level.
Yes, sir.
And price will most likely react.
But Roku.
Oh man.
Man.
Guess what I'm buying?
Looks like it's kind of getting exhausted.
It's getting exhausted. And that's maybe making me wonder if it won't go back to that low.
Right.
When the earnings hit.
It's also kind of almost at that resistance at like 47. Got a little cross here, so we got a little glimmer of hope.
Right.
Just a little hope that it could go up.
Yeah.
Let me look at this the hourly though.
I'm gonna tell you right now, we got 2-year contracts on Roku.
Right.
Especially if they partner with Netflix.
So yeah, I think it'll probably go down just in the near future, but long term, I think I'm still bullish on Roku.
Yeah.
But for short term, I think it'll go down just a little bit, just because we have a lot of bearish momentum going on. Just crossed over on the RSI. You got the CDV curling down with a lot of bearish momentum there.
Facts.
And then if you just look here, 5 is crossing the 10 on the EMAs. You saw it just popped out of this Bollinger Band. It also hit a 200 EMA on the hourly. That's a strong rejection.
Yeah. Very strong rejection.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of bearish on it just for short term.
I'm bearish as well. I would probably play it down to whatever that level is in that buy zone.
Yeah, right here, like
Yeah.
75.
Yep.
77.
It's the bottom of an auction zone that's been held for months. Months.
Yeah, for real.
The only but I'm looking at that gap down it did after earnings. It could go back to that low level. At which point I'll just buy a lot more.
Right.
So averaging down. Average on down.
Let me see. Is there any other stocks that y'all looking at?
What's it on the? Did you check the daily? I didn't even.
Yeah.
What was it looking like? I'm trying to read the comments and keep up with everybody. Yeah, major wick.
It gave us a little trick like it wanted to go up, a little bull trap.
Heck yeah.
But you see it hit a resistance as well. If you draw that.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. And that's like the middle too.
Yeah. What else we got in the comments?
Yeah, Roku long term, in my opinion.
GlaxoSmithKline. Did we check out UK company? Thinking puts. What else? Scroll. I think we covered everything there. Roku for long term. Yeah, I'm bullish on Roku. Yeah. I know that's that monthly chart again. It's just
look at that. The bottom of the channel. You got all these EMAs up here that it's probably going to return to more than likely.
Throw that channel back up.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's the green joints.
That's your support. Yeah.
I don't think I even drew a channel.
No. Yeah. Well, there.
I just be seeing my bad.
There it is.
I drew the top of it.
Yeah, bullish on Roku. I just like the company. I've studied it a lot, fundamentally and stuff. But yeah, I just like I got Roku.
Yeah, right. I mean, everybody has Roku. I mean, if you got
and it's a Netflix. Well, they're cool with Netflix, but they haven't partnered yet.
Yeah, right.
But if Netflix, here's another one. If Netflix acquires Roku stock will go up, right? So a lot of reasons we go long on Roku. It may phase out, but I'm bullish personally.
Yeah, I'm definitely bullish long term. Yeah. Like I said,
at least the next year or two.
Yeah.
We don't, they might have.
I'm a Warren Buffett that, and I'm holding that for 10 years, buddy.
Yeah, they might have TV goggles by the time they get done trading it. Who knows? How about QS? Oh, well, let's do GSK first.
Where you see QS? Did I skip
all the way down?
Oh, my bad.
That's all right. We'll go that after.
This one though.
What a gap down. Go to daily. It probably is it earnings or something?
Yeah.
Or what does she say about the lawsuits for one of their drugs? Okay. What does this say? Current pressures, new lawsuits for one of their drugs. So yeah, I'm staying away from all that crazy stuff. Like if they got a lot of news going on that's bad and the company's under heat, they're either playing with the price of the stock, or it's just really in bad shape. Either way, and it's a biotech company, I'm not super comfortable about investing in it.
Those are real sketchy.
Those are real volatile.
Let something bad come about.
And it's gapping down in the direction of the trend. So it's a downtrend gapping down. That might not get filled for another year.
Facts.
It could take a long time for that gap to get filled. You never know. What's the longer history? Yeah, I'm not trading that. Nope. It's
under the bottom of the bottom or the 200
under the 200 EMA. I just wouldn't trade that right now. It's at a support, but it's consolidating kind of a
little channel.
It's threatening to fall. To be honest, it's threatening to fall.
I'm going out.
Yeah. AMC. I don't trade AMC. Do you?
Nah.
Well, do the QS. What is that? QuantumScape. Okay, I've heard of that.
This one don't have a lot of history at all.
I wouldn't even trade that based on the history. There's not enough history. Go to daily. Maybe we'll see something.
Under the 200, it could bounce up.
Yeah,
but it's almost already oversold. It's already exhausted, low key.
And bad earnings. Looks like maybe. What's that? I'm not crazy. I'd have to do fundamentals, but I'm not crazy on the chart. I'll probably play it for puts because of that 200 EMA coming up, and maybe some
Yeah.
more bad news in the economy.
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about that one either. I mean,
We'll do AMC and LCID. Let's look at these from like our entry and exit point standpoint.
gotcha.
You know,
Yeah, we already marked this one out.
yeah, it's approaching resistance almost, or a point of exhaustion.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Good luck. You're welcome.
Oh,
Y'all look for contracts like the one Biden just passed. Let's just get this. Government contracts like the one Biden just passed to find place. We do, but we usually study a stock or a ETF, and then we look for news or we pay attention to news that would tell us where that equity might move.
facts.
Right. So if we're trading the SPY, for example, and they keep telling us bad stuff's happening in the economy. Guess what that's telling us? It's almost like an indicator. It's like, oh, lots of bad news about the economy everywhere. Maybe not
Maybe
go
not
bullish.
right now.
Maybe not go bullish. Maybe I'm looking bearish. Or if we
Right.
see like she just said, GSK is having a lot of lawsuit problems and bad news publicity in their stock. I'm not looking for bullish plays if they're pushing that in the media all over the place. Who cares what the reason is? It's got a bad look right
Yeah,
now.
right.
So
This one's hitting a lot of resistance right here.
Yes, it's hitting.
And it's about to go into an auction zone. If
Yeah.
it goes up anymore, it'll go into this little auction zone.
At best, it'll consolidate.
Exactly.
But
It's gonna do one of these joints.
yeah,
And play with you.
and then we had like this is a perfect example. We have to look in the news or look on Market Beat or Benzinga
Yeah.
or Zacks and see, is there any news for like a market analysis website or what do they call it? Tip ranks.
Yep. Tip. Yeah.
Any of these news sites, see the lion.com. We want to see, are they saying stuff about AMC? Is AMC about to team up with Joe Biden to
Facts.
save America and whatever? We don't know.
Stay unusual options looking like all that.
What's the unusual options for AMC?
No, I was saying like,
Oh yeah,
that's what we would look at.
yeah, definitely.
Can
you explain options?
The auction zone. Auction.
Okay, so it's auction here.
Like,
let me put this in the chat. How do you message everybody?
Right there.
Oh.
Somebody typed it.
So okay, someone typed it. So it's auction, AUCTION. But basically, that's in our first video. Check it out.
Supply and demand. It's the same.
Supply and demand. Yep.
But this one it's reaching that point there.
You're welcome, Raymond.
And it got a little, almost a double top. Almost.
Yeah. 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 On the hourly.
Yeah.
And looking for put opportunities on AMC if I'm trading it. Yeah.
So kind of curling, starting to curl.
Starting to curl on that MACD. It's not a lot of, looks like this doesn't
already
seem like there's a lot of volume or something.
Yeah, nobody's fucking with AM or nobody's messing with AMC right now.
All right, I gotta beep it out.
What was the other one that somebody said?
LCID, Lucid. Okay, I think I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they okay. What do you see?
Let's see. It looks like it's just retesting my little trend line here. It broke past this trend line here. Everything is getting exhausted, it looks like.
Yeah. I think maybe people are losing confidence in the market or they're it looks like money's being shifted.
Yeah.
For certain.
RSI is in the middle.
Yeah. It looked like it might continue to fold down though. So this is some weird.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on.
Weird stuff. It's at the bottom of its auction zone though, I would say. At least for the past several days.
It looks like it's trying to create a head and shoulders. Got the shoulder. If it doesn't break above this, it could be a head and shoulders here.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely looking bearish there. But again, like you definitely want to keep an eye on the overall market when you're trading individual equities, individual stocks, because they have something unique to them called residual risk. You got system risk or market risk, and then you've got residual risk.
Right.
That is specific to whatever stock here. They got their own company problems. They have their own, company board that's going through their dramas. They got their own investor relations, their own accountants, everything. So what kind of risk a individual company gets exposed to is far different from a collective of stocks like you would get when you trade the SPY or IWM as a ETF. So you have to always imagine, if you're truly bullish on a stock in a bearish market and it's an individual company, you have to look at all the risks they may be facing. Lucid, you got to look at what you want to look at what Lucid does. I can't even remember.
Let's see.
They got a little description or something.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. They usually
Yeah. So you'd have to look at what is going on in the economy and how that's going to affect Lucid specifically. What's going on in Lucid's, company behind the boardroom doors.
System?
What contracts they're making, all this stuff. And that's why Benzinga, MarketWatch, Zacks, what are some other Yahoo Finance may have news about companies. You got to look at what the news is for each company, but it looks like they're not doing a whole lot. But yeah, all that stuff is important. That's why we go fundamentals, technicals, sentiment, and we wrote books about it because it works.
I'm just looking at it. It could do some weird stuff.
What do you consider confirmation for break of resistance? Walmart break 130-ish. You want to hit that? We can do that.
I just be at the bottom of the channel.
Thank you for all the questions.
WMC.
Definitely working. WMT. Walmart. Yes. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, or her name, Tesha. I really like that. Yeah, so we have books. They're on sale. If you want some of our videos, just email us. We're going to show our little trading email account that we share, and you can email us and we'll send you some videos on what topics you want to learn more about.
What do I consider confirmation for break of resistance? I was just reading that question. Really, when it closes below and then gives me another confirmation candle below that candle, like this almost. Let me show you. This here gave us a little confirmation, or here, I'll just draw this little trend line. All right, it broke, closed below the trend line, gave us another candle, it closed below that, but that's a confirmation for me.
212 for me. That's strat.
But you need other signs of confluence just in case, because as you can see, this didn't follow that.
Yeah. Yeah, Walmart at what do you say, at 130?
Yeah.
It looks like it's forming kind of a wedge, kind of weird shape there.
Like right here.
Yeah, what's it doing on the weekly and monthly? What does it look like? It's definitely consolidating at that 200 on the weekly.
Oh yeah.
Both of the EMA and SMA on the 200 are like joining up. What's the month?
Top?
What's the monthly? It's consolidating.
Yeah.
On bigger time frames, moving up a little bit. What's going on daily? What you got? Daily. What we got? Yeah, I'm seeing exhaustion. I don't know.
It looks like it.
It's definitely taking a rest. What about the hourly? I mean, yeah, it's resting. I wouldn't really trade this right now.
Yeah, this one I would just kind of chill and just watch.
It's sitting above the 200 on the hourly. Hey, I'd wait and watch.
But hey,
Yeah,
draw your little trend line right here though.
yeah,
And if it breaks and gives you another confirmation and you got some other signs of influence, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. You can definitely take that. I would even wait till if it pops below that 200 just to
Oh
see.
yeah,
If we get bearish momentum in the market, it pops below that 200 on the hourly,
definitely.
and it retests it and stays down and continues to drop. That would be a point where I would get in for a bearish move. But if it hits the 200 and shoots back up, that tells me there's a lot of buyers there,
right,
in that auction zone. Has a gap down in May. Let's hit up May on the daily.
Yeah. Oh, that's
On the daily.
okay.
Oh, I see it. Let it go over. Right there. Right here. Yep. So that gap filled.
Yeah, that gap has been filled.
Yeah. So all gaps, it's just limit orders that weren't reached, but those have all been filled since then. May 17th, go back one day. Okay. Yeah, so you only want to really trade gaps. Oh. Bigger gap down.
You didn't see that one there.
Nope.
But it's also hitting this 200 EMA.
Yeah, it's gonna hit that 200 EMA at this point, bounce down, and it may, if it pops past that 200 EMA and we get some
bullish momentum or some bullish sentiment going on.
Yeah, then it very well will close that. Yeah. But again, when it's gapping down and we're in a bearish market, it's less likely to fill than if it were a gap down. Well, how do I want to say that?
Earnings in August.
If it were a gap down and we're in a bullish market. So that gap down is when that market dropped like crazy. I think the S&P dropped crazy that day too.
Did it?
Hit the SPY real quick. I think that was May. It's been so long. May. Yeah, that's when the market started falling like crazy. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the overall market moving down, and Walmart probably reacted strongly to that.
Draw some stuff real quick. I just like to draw.
Earnings are August 16th. So again,
them earnings though, man, you gotta be careful with that.
If it's consolidating right before earnings, that's dangerous to me. I don't know which way it's going.
Not for real.
Buyers and sellers can't make up them. Sometimes you might see like the price will start creeping up toward earnings. I might ride that, maybe. Or big news is like, here's a great example, like Apple. They always come out with some product in the fall.
Facts.
Usually around like October, they have like a press conference. I'll trade it in like August if it's, a little undervalued.
On the way up.
Like they came out with an iPhone a couple years ago. I caught it at a support and it rode up till earnings and then dropped.
Right.
So that's why we don't trade it. So
that's exactly why.
We don't know. It may have good earnings and gap down. We don't know.
And Walmart may have good earnings. And also with these gaps, the top and the bottom of the gap are also used as support and resistance too. So I'd be careful with that. So it could very well go hit this support line, which is the 200 EMA anyway, and fall down.
Right. Let's hit up Tesla. We got a question.
Oh, yeah.
We got a question about it, and we did cover Tesla. This will probably be the last one we cover. We got a question about Tesla, and we covered Tesla in our last lecture.
Sure did.
We definitely
we called the put, honestly, like right here.
Right there. What was that? August 4th and August 6th, we had our lectures with Jordan.
We were somebody had talked about it. We were saying that it was hitting this resistance right here.
And look what happened.
It had busted out the
Bollinger
Band.
Delta volume got eaten up.
Yep. It was oversold.
Oversold on the R side. MACD was curling. Crossing. So again, MACD is a leading indicator. So the MACD cross happened a few days before it fell.
Yep.
Leading indicator.
And it was hella oversold way back here.
We traded with a group.
Exactly.
Jordan started calling Tesla puts. So we got another set of eyes on that.
Look at all of that.
Man.
Nobody was trying to buy that.
What's
and then boom.
And then look at the strat, like on the hourly.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't lie. Usually doesn't lie. We got a bunch of consolidation after all these indicators tell us it's going
Before.
down. A 3, a 1, gap down, bearish continuation, 2, and then another long 2, more 2s, and it just kept falling down.
Hit that resistance, came up and continued down.
And continue back down. So
And look, came out the Bollinger Band and shot right back up, like we've been saying.
yeah, so MACD is definitely a leading indicator.
Oversold.
Yes, it is a leading indicator. And it's just basically talking about it's leading because it's telling you about momentum. Obviously, that gets a lot more technical than that, but it's showing you what momentum is doing.
Right.
And Tesla was running out of momentum for a while, for several trading hours.
Right. If y'all would have got in though, you could have got in right here and made some decent money with that though. That once it fell.
Yeah, then it became oversold on the hourly.
You could have got that.
you could have played it both ways.
Out the Bollinger Band, oversold, nobody was selling.
Delta volume candles getting exhausted. Yep. And then a 2-2 reversal.
MACD was curling. It was
way extended past the 5 and 10 EMAs.
Yeah.
You could have ran that for a quick day trade or 2-day swing.
You would have made some great profit with that.
I wouldn't have got that risky. You could have.
I mean, if you fast like that, you could definitely get on it.
Yeah, you could have, definitely. Even probably the 15-minute probably had some more indicators.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, you could have rode that both ways. But that put.
Yeah, that put was crazy.
That put was nice.
Yeah, right down.
And it's making a little, what do they call that? A ascending wedge.
Yep.
Man, so many indicators. And hitting the top of the auction zone, like, man, double top.
It was ready.
It was ready.
And it's probably finna keep going.
And it's
give it a little double bottom.
Yeah, we got there's a rumor that tech might get hit soon.
Yep.
I can't confirm or deny, but I'm definitely looking at tech stocks on the charts and the stocks that we study.
Or QQQ.
On QQQ was one of the ones we study. We're looking for puts, opportunities.
Yep.
Yep.
Any other questions? 5, 4, 3.
We hope we deliver. We hope we gave y'all some good info. Like, the whole goal is to share what we know and help y'all make more money.
Right.
Period.
I hope y'all rocking with us, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it got heated.
Yeah. It got a little intense.
But we love you guys. Like we honestly, we wouldn't really even be going this high if we didn't really support what Jordan's trying to do with his trading group.
Facts.
We're all trying to get people paid, give you all more control over your financial lives and stuff. So if y'all have more questions, we're gonna show them our contact info.
I was just gonna do that.
Yep. I swear we got like a USB cord
right here, bro,
between our brains. Like, just sometimes me and Joe, we'll be thinking of a freaking trade and we'll like text each other like, bro, I was on that chart.
Right. As soon as he texted too, it'd be crazy.
Because we study like a few, 20 something stocks.
Yep.
Between the two of us.
It's crazy though. Like we'll be on it at the same time, but it's 20 different stocks.
Like, bro, I'm already on that chart. I'm already on the hourly.
You ever trade wheel strategies?
Wheel strategy.
I don't even know what that is.
We're learning something. No.
Right.
Sure.
That answered you right there. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, short answer, no. You could throw your phone on it. I don't know. Yeah. So that's my phone number. That is the email that we use together as a group. We appreciate you guys. Thank you, Nisha. Thank you all for all the people who said thank you. We appreciate the support. We just we try to keep the fire burning, right? Keep y'all motivated.
Cash secured puts.
Selling cash secured puts. No. Maybe not.
I just do.
I used to do all those little hedge risk option strategies. Now I just kind of trade.
We just keep it simple.
Yeah, we just trade naked puts and calls, or calls and puts. Poor man's cover calls every once in a while. But yeah. So then selling cover calls after you get into into the stock you put in. Yeah, you could call it. I mean, we probably do.
Yeah, right. We just didn't have a name for it.
Maybe on our bonus lectures for Jordan, we'll talk about our trading strategy a little bit. Because there's a way we trade that we're just layering trades. And if some don't work, we just get rid of. The way we trade is like, okay, look at this. Say y'all are getting groceries And right, y'all get your little fresh veggies, and everybody gets spring greens for a salad because everybody eats salad when they go to the grocery store. And then that salad sits in your refrigerator for 3 weeks, and then you got to throw it out. And all that spinach and spring green mix and stuff is soggy and wilted and nasty. So those are the trays we throw out. Some trays hit. Sometimes you like, man, I need that salad sounds delicious right now. You eat the salad. We'll take a couple trays that are in profit. And then we'll keep long-term stuff like canned foods or I guess stuff that's in a bottle. What if we were using the refrigerator analogy? So the trays that don't work over a certain period of time, the options we use, we pull those out, we get rid of them without losing much. So we'll pull out early enough that we haven't had time decay.
Right.
The stocks that are going well, we'll trim our positions. So we'll take some profit and leave some meat on the bone in case the market keeps want to go our way.
Yep.
And then we have long-term stuff that we're just going, no matter what, we're going to hold on to it for a year or two. Or if we really like a company, we'll buy shares and hold on to that and just let it grow.
Yep.
So
especially when I pay dividends.
Yeah, wheel strategies, cover calls, poor man cover calls, all that stuff, option strategies, the Bible option strategies.
Yeah, that's a really good one, actually.
It's a great book. Jordan actually he either recommended or said he read it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we basically we keep adding trades and then pull the bad ones and keep the good ones running. And we play the market up and down. I wouldn't recommend trading the market down too much with puts if you don't have a lot of trading experience. I'll just wait for buying opportunities at dips and where your technicals add up. Hey, for sure. Thank you, Tisha.
Hey, he cold with the
I'm gonna learn how to say their name.
he cold with the analogies though, for sure. He's cold at explaining everything.
Yeah. And yeah, join our Facebook page, Nashville Investors, Crypto and Stock.
Yep. Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull that up real quick.
Yep. And then y'all have our contact information. Just run the replay of the video if you need it. And let's just keep growing. Y'all keep studying. And get this bag together. Let's get this bag together.
All right.
Yep.
Peace.
We'll see y'all later. We're out.
All right.
And thank you all. Yep.